Hey guys, Hardway back again with another rant, another road trip. I am on my way back from Fort Meade, Maryland, driving back home to Columbus, Ohio for a long weekend. Today's Thursday, March 12th. Just wanted to record a rant today on ranked playlists and the state of ranked matchmaking at the moment, particularly in Master Chief Collection. As of this recording, Halo 1 has recently been released on PC, and that release, in my opinion, was pretty underwhelming. I think it was a very status quo release. Finally MCC gets to see, or PC gets to see what the Halo 1 MCC experience has been like on Xbox for the last couple of years. I think the changes leading into this PC release were pretty minimal, pretty negligible. I had high hopes for this release going into it, hoping that they would do something to improve the pistol registration or buff the plasma rifle stun or something game-changing like that, and we didn't really get much of that. The coolest thing we got was no spread added into ranked matchmaking, the ranked 2v2 list, which is amazing. Oh my god, it helps the hit registration so much, night and day. If you go from playing a few games of ranked and then go back into social fours, and you get that god-awful spread bug where the game thinks you're holding in the trigger, and so it gives you thumb over the garden hose spread on your pistol. It's atrocious. It makes you wonder, why is no spread not applied globally across the whole game? And I know the reasoning is that, they're trying to maintain some level of legacy settings. They don't want to apply the quote-unquote hardcore settings across the game. But the truth is that the hardcore settings, the no spread, is closer to legacy than the shit that we're dealing with right now. So if that's the goal, if that's the spirit of what you're going for, you have chosen the wrong option. Put no spread in everywhere. It's closer to what you want. But unfortunately, that's not what we were given. And alongside the no spread change, which drastically improved the playlist, they did rename it Hardcore, which I hate that name. Because whatever kind of boner it gives the kids that think they're good enough to play in the playlist, whatever kind of ego trip it gives them, it repels so many more people than it attracts. It is detrimental to the population of the playlist for any playlist that you apply that name to. Just call it doubles, or in a 4v4 case, just call it arena. Gotta get rid of this hardcore name. I could go on and on about that, man. Especially these games that don't have active tournaments for them, like Halo 2. There's no active, you don't need a playlist that is only the 11 tournament game types in the playlist. What do you need a practice playlist for? For what tournament? So, okay, let me jump ahead. So Halo 2, when that comes out on PC, my philosophy is, when a game comes out, it should have the most playlists that it will see in its lifespan at any concurrent time, and then whittle it away from there as the population drops. But what this crap that they did with Reach, where the Team Slayer playlist doesn't come out until a few weeks after, I don't know the exact amount of time it came out after. It might have been 10 days or so. I really don't know the exact time, but I know that it did not launch with the game, and it definitely should have. It launched with Hardcore and Invasion, and then they added regular Team Slayer later. And then the population wasn't so good. And I'm like, gee, dude, I wonder why. The population stopped caring about the game. It has to be there at launch. Take it away later if need be, but make it there at launch. So hopefully when Halo 2 comes out, what I would like to see is a ranked FFA playlist, because Halo 2 is has a really rich history with FFA. I think it has the best free-for-all in the entire series. A ranked doubles playlist, because that was pretty popular back on OG, and it only takes 4 people. I listened to Tommy Koss podcast recently about this, and he makes a great point. Like, doubles should just be a standard for ranked, because you only need 4 people, you know? And there's nothing super crazy and different about Halo 2's doubles as opposed to Halo 3's. You know, if you can have Halo 3's, why can't you have 2's? They play pretty darn similar, just minus the equipment. So ranked FFA, and then doubles, and then you should have one ranked 4v4 playlist. And here's where things need to change, because we've had this hardcore playlist for Halo 2 for a long time now, and the settings in it are great. It's the old MLG settings, the MLG 11, but the playlist hasn't had jack shit for population for forever. Like, in order to get a game in that playlist, you literally have to go, like, search for the team of 4 and have contact with another team of 4 and just arrange your match to search at the same time. That's the only way you're going to get a game in this playlist, because it's that dead, and it has been for a long time. So, I mean, it's a waste of a spot right now. So obviously something needs to change. Obviously, and because there's no Halo 2 tournaments coming up to practice for, having it be limited to just these 11 game types is a complete waste of a playlist. So what I would like to see is, like, I do want to have a ranked 4v4 playlist. I do want it to be no radar. I do want those good settings, but I just don't want to limit it to 11 game types, you know? My inspiration for what I think it should be is the initial incarnation of Team Hardcore in Halo 2. If anybody remembers that, when that playlist very first came out, it wasn't just the tournament game types. They had stuff like Warlock Ball and Ivory Tower Ball, Ivory Tower Team Slayer. They had some good stuff in that playlist that just wasn't tournament game types. And it doesn't need to be, you know, the very pinnacle apex of competitive gameplay, because for what? For what tournament do you need to practice for? None of them? No, just make it a good playlist with some decent variety, and lose this fucking hardcore name so that people don't take one look at it and be like, nah, that's not for me. Because, I mean, I got newsflash, man. Halo's community, not very hardcore. By and large, pretty darn casual. 90% of them, at least. You got a huge chunk, without even factoring in multiplayer at all. Most of Halo's players are just campaign people. You start to factor in multiplayer, and then the vast majority of those people don't take it very seriously at all, to the point where they fucking think you should be spawning with ARs. That's how little they understand the game. So this little slice that you're targeting hardcore for is just unbelievably small, and it doesn't need to be. And on top of that, what I would like to see is start the process of normalizing good settings. Quit calling it hardcore. Just be like, no, these are the arena settings. This is how 4v4 should be played, and just present it that way with confidence. That's one of the things I like most about what Halo 5 did. Is like, no, you spawn with a pistol. No, these settings are good. You touch return, or you need your flag at home to score in CTF, like shit like that. They presented correct Halo with confidence, and it worked great. I mean, Halo 5 had its other issues, but the game types weren't the problem. I mean, so that's what I would like to see for Halo 2's release. Ranked FFA, ranked doubles, no radar, because it's a fucking team game and it's ranked and you shouldn't have radar. My God, talk to your partner. It's ranked. It's supposed to be competitive. It's supposed to be challenging. Talk to your partner. So it's radar and team games should be social only. I'll argue that forever. But yeah, ranked FFA with radar, ranked doubles without radar, and then just take the current 4v4 hardcore playlist and then add a few game types to it that are still good. Keep no radar, and then change the damn name to Team Arena. Hopefully Halo 2 launches like that. That doesn't make the same mistake Reach did. They missed an opportunity with Halo 1 as well. I was really, really excited about the prospect of a ranked Halo 4 playlist for, coming out when Halo 1 came out on PC. And I guess they just had population concerns, which I understand. If you don't think you can support it, then you don't think it can support it. It's just, it sucks that it's not available. But I mean, I think ranked rotational playlists are one of the best things that 343 has introduced to this series. I think that is such a good idea, because it allows you to play all these variants of Halo that deserve to be played competitively, but they're not the core experience, you know? Like, or if you don't think it has the population to sustain it long term, you put this hyper focus on it for this finite amount of time, give some incentive to go in there, give the playlist double XP or whatnot, and then take it away after a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, however long you feel is appropriate. But you can do that with Halo 1 ranked 4v4 or ranked FFA for a single game. Or, in my opinion, that's what you should be doing with SWAT and snipers and Griffball and stuff like that. Those, as a ranked option, those should not be always available. I think that's crazy. I think that takes away from what a rank should mean in a video game. If you look at like Overwatch and stuff, if you say like I'm a Grandmaster or whatever, the Challenger or whatever the fuck it's called in Overwatch, like you actually know what that means. But if you say I'm a 50 in Halo, you have no fucking idea what it means, because there's all this shit that you could possibly be a 50 in. So yeah, I mean, make SWAT and snipers and all that stuff rotational ranked. Make Halo 1 4v4 rotational ranked. That's such a fantastic idea. And then as the population dwindles, what I think would be really cool is like they're able to adjust how wide it'll search in a skill discrepancy, like 10 levels or whatnot, like 30s can match 20s or whatever. They can adjust that. What I think would be amazing is if the game took a reading of the current number of people in the playlist, or currently searching the playlist, and dynamically adjusted the skill range based on that, just automatically. Like if there's only 20 people searching the playlist and they're all over the spectrum, then it should allow for like a 30 levels or whatever, and then just give the lower ranked team in that instance, if it's above X amount of levels, if the delta between the two teams crosses a certain threshold of levels, give the lower ranked team the option to decline. Be like, hey, we're about to match you with this team that is probably going to whoop your ass. You'll get a fuckload of XP if you beat them, and you'll hardly lose anything if you lose to them as expected. But we recognize this experience could suck for you. Do you want us to make this match, or do you want to keep searching? Let the lower ranked team opt into that if they want. I think that'd be amazing. And I think that's the correct way to handle that situation. It'd probably be a bitch to program, but, you know, maybe a goal for the future. Maybe that'd be a good way to something to implement in Infinite. I don't know. But just wanted to touch on a couple more things before I sign off. I didn't really have a ton to talk about this time, but I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion. A lot of my Halo opinions are unpopular opinions. SWAT and snipers, I think that there should be just as much objective in that as there is Slayer. I think it's ridiculous that it's only Slayer. There's nothing on the map to play for. There's no reason you need to be in any particular spot. I feel like that gameplay is random. I feel like it's just like there's no reason to anticipate anybody being in any particular place. To me, it feels like Call of Duty. But the gameplay has no structure. And the one thing it has going for it is because the kill times are so fast, it does reward people that have excellent spawn knowledge, particularly in SWAT. But beyond that, you know, if all 8 people are alive in the game for 20 seconds, you have no reason to expect anybody to be anywhere. It's just purely fucking random. There's no weapon that they're moving towards. There's no objective that they're moving towards. And I think certain objective game types would benefit SWAT and snipers a lot. And it's never, well, I can't say it's never been done before. There's Sniper Hill, but I think that's like FFA or shit like that. I'm not talking about free-for-all. But for team games, I think like Sniper CTF, I feel like that should be part of the snipers experience. sniper's oddball. I think that could be cool. No 10-second respawns. That's too much. I think in Slayer for SWAT and snipers, you should have those 3-second respawns, those like almost instant respawns. And then for objective, just give it 5-second respawns. But leave the grenades on the map in objective, because it helps you control areas a little bit more. You have to go out of your way to pick them up. You don't just spawn with them. But 5-second respawns are pretty damn fast, and if you can help lock down their spawns with a few grenades, that makes all the difference in the world. So that's what I would do if I were in charge. I know people might knee-jerk reflex, react negatively to that, but why? If the game types are made well, why wouldn't that work? So that's my opinion on that. I just think those game types are random as fuck. That's part of the reason I don't like them very much. If they had more structure, I would like it a lot more. But that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, Hardway, signing out.